there, my name is Thomas Koralo and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things trading, finances and money in general. Consider subscribing because this is the realest YouTube channel, as real as they get. Today's topic, and it's going to be a more of a serious topic, I'm going to be responding to some of the hate, I suppose, in the comments as well as some of the personal messages. I shouldn't say hate, it's more of people who have been in touch with me about the topic of Dubai and the actual life in Dubai and the perspective of Dubai and the potential of living in Dubai. And I just wanted to clarify a few topics such as human rights, the quality of living, waste of resources, and a bunch of other stuff that a lot of people mentioned to me saying that I would never live there because of this and that. So I think it's worth noting these things. I think that these things are very, very important. However, at the same time, it's important for everybody to understand them correctly. Because from what I understood from those hateful comments and just general messages, that people have no idea what they're talking about. I thought that I should offer my own view to the reality of Dubai, and not just the positive aspects which I've covered in previous videos with my friend Alessandro for the purposes of moving your business there, etc. We should also do our due diligence and speak about the negative aspects, which of course any place has those aspects. There is no perfect place in the world which is just perfection. Not the United States, not New Zealand, not Australia, not Dubai, not Europe, not Russia, God forbid China, etc. So it's always, you're always choosing from the negatives and then going for the positives which come after the negatives. Let's leave all the positive things like no tax, perfect place for business, perfect place for transferring your money to, etc. So all the business aspects. And let's talk about the human aspects. And let's talk about the reality of somebody who is not a guy who is making at least $1 million a year, somebody who is just a regular individual, the 99% who would like to make their life better and come to live to Dubai. So what would be the negative aspects? One, that is equality. Some people are saying that the Dubai is about human rights and stuff and it's everybody's equal, and then the rest of the people saying that there is no equality, no democracy, no nothing. And quite honestly, I'm more inclined to say that there is no equality at all and there is absolutely no democracy. Well, we all know that it's a Muslim country and it's a monarchy, which for me personally, you can hate me all you want, but I personally think that the right way of monarchy is better than democracy. In my personal opinion, as soon as you give the power into the hands of few hundred people, it all goes to shit. People start to steal money, it's only corruption, nobody's controlling anything. And take a look at Latvia, for example. All they do is steal from their people. Older people are not getting pensions, the roads are in horrible conditions, and they always keep saying, we don't have any money. Why? Because the government has Rolls Royces in Monaco. Anyway, we're not even gonna talk about this stuff. So, for example, UAE, equality. If you're, for example, from a lower class and you are coming to Dubai to make your life better, it's probably not gonna be the place which will fulfill your dreams. It is a very tough place for somebody with low income. Number one, it's expensive to live in, even though there are more expensive cities. Dubai is extremely expensive anyhow. And the conditions in which simple workers are in are atrocious. So there are such things as labor camps. So you can drive like, I don't know, 3 miles out of Dubai pretty much, and you will see those huge barracks with people whom are living like 5 people in one small room. The sanitary conditions are pretty bad, and overall it looks like slavery. They look like slaves, not people. So that's not exactly a good thing. But at the same time, I've actually spoken to quite a few people who are living in labor camps and who've built their careers in Dubai. Well, if you can call those careers, there is not really a big career path. In 10 years, you can end up being a taxi driver instead of a, 12-hour-a-day construction worker. So these guys, when they start working, they make like $300–400 and they live in like atrocious conditions. But I've spoken to a few of them and they are extremely happy. And this is something you need to keep in mind, because I was always wondering, dude, how can you survive on like $500 in Dubai? And then they explain they buy food all together, or they cook together. They, it's a whole culture there for these labor workers. And they say that they're happy. And why that is? Because where they come from, it's a lot worse than where they fucking come from. So in this sense, Dubai is still fantastic. So if you just look at it, just being an idiot, and you look at it from a very huge distance, then sure, you might say that there is no equality, no rights, people are treated like garbage. But they are still treated, and I agree that they might have, they could have probably treated them a bit better, but I'm nobody to say anything because it's their country to begin with. So when they come there, they actually have a better life in Dubai. It's not, a life of luxury, but it's 10 times better than what they had in India, in Pakistan, in Somalia. Wherever they come from, they come to Dubai for a good reason. And that $500 paycheck is 10 times more than what they could earn back home. So they are happy. They are considered to be rich dudes back from where they came from. So this is me breaking some stereotype of no human rights. They have their own rights, they have their own social class. That's it. If they want to move up and they want to open a business, nobody's gonna stand in their way. The question is, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna break their balls to do it? Or they're gonna sit there and complain that life is unfair and that life is shit in general? That's it. That's really the only difference. The next point, I guess, is saying the waste of resources. A lot of people are saying that Dubai is wasting a lot of resources and a lot of stuff is, not used right now, billions of dollars, pollution, whatever. That's absolutely true. So if you're coming to Dubai, be ready that there are a lot of abandoned buildings. Absolutely true. Unfortunately, a lot of pollution, perhaps, but at the same time, Dubai, they are building on their own mistakes. They are attracting the best engineers, best medics, best everything to Dubai, and UAE in general, not just Dubai. And it takes time and mistakes and practice. They spend a lot of money. They're trying to attract people and make it one of the best places to live by 2040. It does not come without mistakes. So if you're looking for places that don't have any, wasted resources, it's a place that doesn't try any new things. Then of course comes the problem with human rights. So if you're one of those super feministic females, for example, that are for women's rights, all of that, then probably Dubai and UAE and Middle East in general is not gonna be the right place for you. You might feel a little bit, so to speak, a little bit stressed out. Now, just to make things clear, I'm not against female rights or anything. I'm absolutely neutral. I'm not an advocate for female rights, nor am I an opposer of female rights. I'm doing my own thing in life and I don't have time for this. So I'm not, I'm not taking either of the sides. All I'm saying is that if you are really a female that is, very uptight about your rights, about her rights and stuff, then Dubai probably, and any of the Middle East, and I'll say that again, probably isn't the right choice for you. The next category is the gay people. So for me, personally, I'm not for gays. I'm not against gay people. Absolutely not. I'm not homophobic, anything, not at all. But of course, if you're coming to Middle East and you're gay, which is fine with me, as I said, you might want to be really careful. If, for example, in Dubai, they're more or less open about it. So, if you do your own thing, nobody's gonna, at home, nobody's gonna bother you. But if you openly kiss with another man or girl in a public place, this might turn out to be really ugly really quickly. And again, it depends on the emirate. If you do it in Sharjah or Ajman or Ras Al Khaimah, it might get real bad, real fast, faster than in Dubai. But remember, why that is? It's their religion, it's their territory, we're coming to them, they are not coming to us. Me personally, if I were to be a gay man, I would know that I'm coming to Dubai for a certain reason, business. I'm making $1 million a year and I don't really want to give half of it away in taxes. So why not come to Dubai and save myself $500,000 a year? And then the question would be if I can live with the fact that the government is not going to really accept my orientation. Me personally, I wouldn't give a shit. But if you're so uptight about your gay rights, about the equality, human, nature that you want to be, walking around with your boyfriend, girlfriend and kissing in public and doing whatever you can in Berlin or in Germany or in France, United States, etc., Dubai or any of the Middle East is probably not for you. So once again, remember, I'm not advocating for either side. What I'm trying to say here is, number one, describe exactly how it is so that, people have a clear understanding that this is a place with certain rules which you should really consider not breaking and knowing. And number two is to actually put it in perspective in this way. A lot of people are pissed that, UAE is the way they are. However, remember, they're giving us a lot of opportunities that the rest of the shit world is not giving us. But they do have certain rules that they ask us to follow because they have their own people there. They have their own views, their own life, their own religion and standards. And it's our job to follow them. And that's the thing. See, I'm not defending their views. I am defending the fact that they have a right to have a view, to have their own rules. They are entitled to have rules and views, etc. I mean, go to Qatar, go to Saudi Arabia. This is the place where you can get beheaded for something like, being gay. So Dubai or UAE, they're actually quite okay about it. They don't like it, it's true, but nobody's gonna be hunting you with a rifle. So if you're careful about it, you do it at home and don't do it publicly, you don't expose yourself in public like an idiot, you will be absolutely fine. And this is something people don't understand. Some people are sending me messages saying, I couldn't live in a place which doesn't allow gay people and discriminates gay people. So don't be. Stay in Europe, stay in the United States, which is gonna burn to the ground very fast and very soon. Within 10-year period, dollar most likely will not exist anymore with everything that is going on. And the product of it is what? That's right. Democracy. I know many politicians. I know people who are in the government, who are ruling certain places. I have met different people. I've talked to them like face to face, like friend to friend, and I was asking them these questions. So I know a little insight on how political work actually is done. And a lot of it is such shit nonsense that you would not even believe how that mechanism from the inside actually functions. Nobody gives a shit about people inside the government. And in UAE, when there is a monarch who is rich enough to actually afford to work on his own country, which the Sheikh of Dubai and any other emirate is actually doing, they are actually doing things for the people. In Europe, nobody gives a shit about people. United States, nobody gives a shit about people. Russia, so-so. China, they care about people more than in United States or Europe. Europe is, and United States, the most corrupt places ever. The worst things that the government has done to their own people would probably be United States. Even though United States is one of those, best places, supposedly the American dream, the safest country in the world, the most democratic one, freedom of speech. So many people are talking about freedom of speech when in reality in the United States, theoretically you have freedom of speech. So you can go out and theoretically say something, but again, depending on what. If you say something too much, then you probably still go to prison for one reason or another. Same thing in Russia. In Europe, it's maybe a bit better, but still it's questionable. In UAE, no freedom of speech. And that's another topic. Of course, you cannot, go out and publicly speak about stuff. But the thing is, and that's something that these Democrats, liberals, or whoever, and by the way, I'm politically neutral also. I'm not a Republican, or maybe I'd be more Republican than, but again, I wouldn't support any of the presidents of the United States, or Trump, or Clinton, whatever. I've never cared about it. All I care about was the markets and how that affected the markets, but who was ruling, who was the puppet of the shadow government and the gray government behind the real government, those are the people who are putting these figures into power anyway. So I never cared about any of this stuff, who is actually the face of the country. But in reality, what I always cared about, and that's what most people, the 99 brainwashed % of people, of the population, do not understand, is that these rights of speech are an illusion. You can go out and speak, but most of the time, unless you spark a revolution, then you probably will go to prison for the rest of your life. Then your words might actually have some weight and effect. But in reality, there is no such thing as freedom of speech, and it does not really carry much weight anyway. And for me, in UAE, would it make any difference if I can publicly speak or not, if I can vote or not? Don't give a shit. What, really? I don't have any information on this, but I'm still skeptical that any of the big major elections in the United States, or especially Russia or even Europe, that they are real. People are theoretically voting, but for some reason I'm very, very distrustful of any of the results, especially United States and Russia and China and etc. Maybe some small countries are honest, but I don't know. Everything else just seems like a huge conspiracy to me. So freedom of speech, all I care about is the well-being of my family. When I'm in UAE, I'm happy there. I'm absolutely safe. Look at the United States, Russia, whatever. It's so dangerous. If you have a little bit of money, you drive a nice car, you cannot wear a $40,000 watch because you're worried someone's gonna chop your fucking head off. In UAE, we can wear a $1 million watch. Nobody's gonna give a shit. They'll be like, wow, awesome watch, man, cool. And in Russia, they will kill you for it. In Europe, the same thing. South America, forget about it. You're gonna be murdered in the airport probably. United States, it's dangerous. It's purely dangerous, especially if you're a social person. You have some social, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. You have any of these channels. You show, you sell some products, or you're a blogger or influencer. It becomes really dangerous. Why would you want to live in a place which is dangerous? And this is democracy. If you start limiting people and the punishment becomes too harsh, oh, it's discrimination. But look, UAE has harsh punishments, no crime, literally. I mean, you don't even have to insure your car from theft. Even if you have a $1 million car, the car theft is almost non-existent. Violent crime, almost non-existent. Maybe some drunk Russians are doing some stupid shit, but that's it. And this is proper monarchy. Strict rules, strict and very harsh punishments, and that's it. And this is the product of no human rights. I've never felt better than in UAE, than in Dubai. I felt the safest, the most supported by the government and by the system. In Europe, the government didn't do anything for me, but fuck me. That's it. My only expression I can say about European government and everything else. Nothing but fucking me. I'm sorry for using many bad words in this video, but I feel like it's absolutely necessary and the only way to illustrate my real feelings about the topic that I'm talking about. So when anybody is talking about some kind of equality and human rights in UAE, trust me, there are many more things that are a lot worse than in United States, Russia, China, or Europe, especially in Europe, than some kind of inequality. And of course there is inequality, and there will always be inequality, because the way we live and how our genome is built, and even financially, economically, we cannot treat everybody equally. Everybody has to answer for themselves, and if you want to be treated well, pay for it. If you want to have some money, work for it, risk it, open a business, be open-minded, try new things. But if you don't want to do anything, live on the government support and then be treated equally, this is illogical, this is a paradox. This can only lead to more garbage and to recession, because finances are allocated into a just complete black hole, which is burned money. That's it, it's complete and simple logic. So that's it. And let's see what you guys think about everything I had to say in this video. If you didn't like it, let me know. If you liked it, like the video and let me know as well, and please subscribe. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. A lot of people don't like honesty. People only like what Democrats are saying. Everything is going to be great. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and never do anything. But they theoretically have a free speech, which gives them nothing, and they still pay half of their income in taxes, and then whatever. I could talk about this forever. And then the place where you get to keep all of your money, do whatever you want. There is almost no regulation. There is regulation, okay, but there is a logical way of regulation, something you can actually fucking work with. And that place is called unequal. The most equal place, in my opinion. All right, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace and love. Thomas Krallo. See you in the next video.